What's up, everybody? It's me, Sweet Potato. I am here with another car video, but this is indeed Couch Potato. Alright, so the other day I posted little and I said that I was gonna have this video up by the end of the week. That ain't happened, but it's alright. It's Monday. We're gonna make it. Alright. So this video is late on purpose because I didn't get an early screening for this movie, so I didn't want to put out a spoiler review until a week after. So like if you went to see it this weekend, then like I'm a week out from the original release, so we should be good. But if you still haven't seen it, then this is a spoiler review. So, alright. So today we're going to be talking about Shazam. Sorry, y'all. I got to readjust myself. Got to sit up. Got to have some good posture. Shazam, DC Comics character. It's a DC movie. Which hit or miss, hit or miss in the DCEU. I am a Marvel fan, not because of the movie universe, more so because of my childhood growing up in the 90s with, X-Men TV show and Spider-Man TV show, and like at that time they really had Batman. I've never been a fan of Batman. I do not like Batman. I mean, hate me for it if you like. I just don't like Batman. So he was at the helm of everything for the longest time, and that made me not as interested in DC characters. Anywho, I don't know if this movie is supposed to be a part of the DCEU in terms of a Wonder Woman, a Batman, a Superman, which Superman, spoiler, did make a cameo at the end of this film. So I'm guessing that they are saying it's a part of it. But this is a standalone film. There were no other superheroes in it other than that tiny, if you want to call it a cameo. Anyway, Shazam is a movie about a boy, orphan if you will, named Billy Batson. They explain his backstory. He got separated from his mom at like a fair, and he never found her. He was put into foster homes. He kept running away from foster homes looking for his mother, but he can never find her. Which I'm not really gonna give away that whole plot line, but that's like the main driving force. But it was really sad. Like, the way it turned out was really sad, and I wasn't expecting that part to go the way it did, but I'll let them keep that bit of emotion for you, even though this is a spoiler review. Now, the movie opens, I know I'm talking about Billy Batson, but we're going to get to the villain because these two things tie into each other. The movie opens with a young boy, not Billy Batson, another character. Let me tell you his name. I don't remember his first name, but the last name is Savannah. He's riding, this little boy, it's winter time. He's riding in the car with his older brother and his dad. They are verbally abusive. Brother, I dare to say physically abusive. And as they're riding along, something strange happens, and then the little boy just goes from being in the car to winding up in this alternate dimension, ultimate realm, whatever. So he meets Shazam, who's this elder guardian, and this Shazam is played by Jimon Hansu. Y'all know he in everything, child. So if you don't know who that is, then you ain't watched not nan comic book movie ever, because he's in half of them. So he is in this room, a throne room, if you will. He's telling the boy that, you know, his powers are fading. All of his brothers and sisters have died. And he needs someone pure of heart to pass his powers along to. And he had to issue a test to the little boy. Now, in this throne room, there are also these statues, 7 of them, that represent the 7 deadly sins. If you don't know what the 7 deadly sins are, Google, pick up a Bible. Yeah, probably Dante's Inferno for another read. All that could be in there. You could also watch the movie 7. That's classic. And you'll learn about that. So yeah, these statues represent those characters. The 7 deadly sins are not characters. Those statues represent the 7 deadly sins. There's this orb, which, comic book movie, there's a glowing orb. Anyway, there's this orb. The orb starts calling to the little boy, telling him that he can have all the power and blah, 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 and do whatever he wants. And he goes to grab the orb, and Shazam stops him and tells him he's imperfect, because that was the test. That was the 7 deadly sins calling to him through this orb. So he sent them back to his regular life. So he was back in the car, and he started freaking out, and he causes his family to get into this car accident, which they blame him for because they're already mean and evil to him. And then the boy gets obsessed with finding these 7 deadly sins and getting back to this place. Time goes on, lots of time, because he's a little boy, and then we see him as a man. Now, also during that scene, the old Shazam sends out a magic, spell saying, find me someone who is pure of heart, no matter how long it takes. And it took a long time, like I said. So finally, Billy Batson gets to this new foster home after running away from the last one and stealing the police car, trying to find his mom's address, which he rolled up on a black lady, clearly ain't his mama. So, there's that. So he moves in with this family. They already have it's a foster family, like both parents were foster kids, and so they take in foster kids. But he ain't feeling it. Like, he's looking for his mother. Like, that's the end all be all for him, so whatever. Anyway, his foster brother, I guess, gets beat up by these bullies. Billy jumps in to help him, and then he runs, and the guys are chasing him. Gets on the subway. This is part that you can see out of the trailer. And then he goes into the weird dimension, and Shazam, the Jimon Hansu one, runs the test on him. Am I missing a part? I feel like I might be missing a part. No. Let me go back. Well, no, let me finish that and then I can go back. So Jimon Hansu tells him to touch the staff, say his name, Shazam, so he can get the powers. He gets the powers. Boom. Now he's Shazam. Rewinding just a smidget, we see the villain again. Now he's a doctor. He is in this facility where this other female doctor is testing or talking to people who've experienced this similar thing that the doctor had experienced called, and she's chucking it up to being mass hysteria. But he knows that it is real, it's not mass hysteria. So he finally figures out from some footage from one of these other people the code that he needed to put it on the door in order to make it back to this realm. When he gets back to this realm, he grabs the orb. The 7 deadly sins enter him. He becomes strong and powerful. He leaves Shazam there. So then after that, Billy shows up and takes Shazam's powers. Boom. So now Billy has his powers. The bad guy has his powers. The bad guy's just going around doing stuff. Y'all, let me say, the balance that they achieved in this movie between comedy and dark, they did a great job, which is surprising for DC because it seems like they only know how to do one or the other, and mostly dark. I don't even think they really know how to do funny. But in this case, they really made it happen. You know, like, all the stuff with Shazam really is humorous for the most part, and the stuff with Billy Batson is kind of sad. But then whenever he turns into Shazam and the interactions between him and his foster brother, it is humor. His stuff is sad, but the stuff with the villain is dark. The stuff with the 7 deadly sins is dark. Like, like, I took my son to see it with me. He's 5. He was covering his eyes. Like, stuff was happening. CG wasn't that great, but I mean, it was intimidating enough. You know what I'm saying? So, but somehow they balanced it out really well and made all of that work together. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. So, the bad guy, his dad is rich and owns some company. His brother works there with him. He storms into their meeting and starts going off. Then he releases the 7 deadly sins in the room. He throws his brother out the window. They're like on what, penthouse level? He throws his brother out the window, releases the 7 deadly sins out in the room. They're eating all the people. And then he leaves his dad for last. And he is like, your issue is greed. Greed, you can have him. And so he leaves, and then Greed just eats his dad. And it's just like, I know that they were mean and they were abusive, but like, do you have to murder them? Therapy probably would have been the way. But you know, evil villain, what can you do? They all have, you know, parent issues for the most part. Anyway, so in the meantime, all this going on, Billy just know that he's Shazam. Well, he don't even know he's Shazam. He's trying to make up a superhero name. But he just, you know, making YouTube videos, getting popular, taking selfies with people on the street for money. You know, just doing what a 13-year-old kid would do if they got superpowers. Like, they're not just gonna think, oh, you know, I need to, you know, take on responsibility. And like, he ain't Spider-Man, you know what I'm saying? Like, so he just kind of goofing off with the powers. But little did he know, 7 deadly sins and told the bad guy, they got somebody else out here who got powers that can rival ours, and you need to go get them powers. So, with his stupid self making YouTube videos, getting on the news, doing all types of stuff, he was easy to find. Bad guy comes and finds him. It's a showdown. He don't even know necessarily how to fully use his powers. So, Shazam getting whooped all the first encounters he has with the bad guy. Well, him and his foster siblings, after he found out some things about his mother, you know, they come together and they try to beat the bad guy. And it all culminates at this winter carnival, which I live in Louisiana. I don't think we do that, winter carnivals, but what do I know? But it looked nice. Anyways, yeah, so all culminates at this winter carnival. They're fighting, but then they realize that whenever the sins are out of him, he is just a human. He's just weaker, but he always keeps one sin in him. And Billy thinks back to what the original Shazam told him, that all his brothers and sisters were gone and he needed someone young to take on his powers and blah, blah, blah. So he takes the staff from the original Shazam, tells his brothers and sisters to touch the staff and say Shazam, and then boom, he gives all of them powers, which made me happy. Excuse me, which made me happy because his little sister, little foster sister, was a little black girl. And then she grew up, well, when she got her powers, her adult self was Megan Good. And I was like, hello, Megan Good. Make your way into the DCEU, girl. And she got another movie coming out, like, oh, I think it came out this Friday. Or came out last Friday. Intruder is the name of it. Go support that. We got to support all the black movies, okay? Like I said last time, support all the black movies if we want to get them made. That's it. Done with that. So, her power, she's like super fast. And then one of the other ones are like super strong. And then the other one, he can fly. Like, it's fire, okay? So, they just kicking butt, saving people, saving townies, you know. And then Shazam, he takes the bad guy who has one deadly sin still in him, and he's trying to, you know, pretty much call the sin out. And the sin that was still in him was envy, and he was just pretty much like, ugly envy. They don't ever let you come out to play. You have to stay inside of him, and blah blah blah. So he gets envy to feel envious and pulls him out, and then he's able to defeat the bad guy, him along with his siblings. They put the sins back into the orb, which was in the eye socket of the villain. Gross. And yeah, so the villain goes to jail, but of course, you know, there's an after credit scene where there's this maniacal caterpillar that looks just like the caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland that is going to get with the villain to villain some more. Would I recommend going to see this? Yes, I would definitely watch it again when it come out on Blu-ray. I will buy it. It was nice. It was cute. If you have a younger child, it could be rough. But I mean, my kid didn't have nightmares or anything. He was just like covering his eyes during. But after, I mean, he was good. Because overall, it's funny. There were some darker scenes. Anyways, if you saw Shazam, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. If you were on the fence about seeing it and want to see it because of this review, let me know down in the comments. Also, like this video, share it if you would like, and subscribe to the channel if you have not. I'm going to be working on some different things. I know y'all see Couch Potato like doing gaming stuff. I have a game that I will be playing because we are going to probably work on a gaming channel. I have a game that I will be playing, but in terms of Couch Potato, this channel, of course, I'm gonna be seeing more movies. Y'all already know we got Avengers Endgame coming up at the end of this month, so you know we're gonna be there. You know we're gonna talk about it. And I have more movies on my calendar. But y'all let me know what stuff y'all would like me to watch. I haven't been watching much TV. I just, you know, life is hard. We're making it, but you know, it's like time is tough to keep track of and work on, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna make it. But anyway, it's your girl Sweet Potato. This has been Couch Potato in the car. And I will see y'all later.